Good day, beloved people of God. My name is Reverend Father Theophilus Nkrumah Hagan, and I come your way as usual with a message of hope. Today, for our discussion, for our sharing, I would like to share with you on the topic humility. And for our reference, we take Luke chapter 14, verse 1, 7 to 11. Brethren, I have a simple question for you. Do you feel proud? Do you feel that you are more important than somebody? Do you feel that without you, nobody can exist? Do you think that you are the most important person under the sun? How do you see yourself? If you are not humble, then you are preparing your own way to eternal damnation. This morning, I would just like to reflect with you, as I've told you, on the topic humility. What is the meaning of humility? Humility is a quality of having a modest or low view of one's importance. Not that you are looking down upon yourself, but rather you see yourself as more or less a servant to all. You see yourself as someone who is not greater than everyone. Humility simply means being of yourself and accepting each one as important, even more than you. I would like to use two people as an example. One, Jesus Christ himself, and two, David. We read from Philippians chapter 2, verse 5 to 11, that even though Jesus was in the form of God, he did not count equality with God a thing to be grasped. Rather, he emptied himself, taking the form of a servant. In reality, he was so humble, and he humbled himself, accepting death. Jesus, as the Son of God, had all the power to rub shoulders, but he did not. He became so humble, accepting our nature, accepting all forms of life, so that he would get more for God. Do you see yourself indispensable? Do you see yourself as someone that without whom nothing exists? Remember that our lives will only become meaningful when we are humble. And that is why, for our sharing, as I told you about, we are going to look at Luke chapter 14, verse 1. Then we continue from 7 to 11. In this passage, this is what the Lord Jesus had for us. Now it happened that on a Sabbath day, he had gone to share a meal in the house of one of the leading Pharisees. Who had gone to share a meal? Jesus. He was sharing a meal in the house of a leading Pharisee, and they watched him closely. He then told the guest a parable, because he had noticed how they paid the places of honor. And he said thus: when someone invites you to a wedding feast, do not take your seat in the place of honor. A more distinguished person than you may have been invited, and the person who invited you both may come and say to you, give up your place to this man. And then, to your embarrassment, you will have to go and take the lowest place. No, when you are a guest, make your way to the lowest place and sit there, so that when your host comes, he may say, my friend, move up higher. Then everyone with you at the table will see you honored. For everyone who raises himself up will be humbled, and the one who humbles himself will be raised up. Jesus is giving us an example that in life we should go for the lower so that we will be exalted. How do you see yourself in the business? How do you see yourself among your colleagues? How do you see yourself in the family? At your workplace, how do you see yourself? Are you a person who is always looking for people to praise him or her? Are you a person who is always critical about situations just for your own comfort? The question is, are you humble enough? You may ask yourself, why is Father talking about humility today? Brethren, many people have fallen just because they were simply not humble. Look at the big people who are falling because of pride. Do you want to toe their way? Do you want to be like them? In 1 Samuel chapter 17, we have the story of David and Goliath. Now, David was a shepherd, a small boy, who heard about the plight of his people, so he decided to join them in a battle. Whilst he joined them, he saw this great man, Goliath, full of power, full of strength. He had everything, bragging. And there's a conversation that went on between them. 1 Samuel chapter 17, verse 42 following. When the Philistine looked David up and down, what he saw filled him with scorn. He saw the Philistine saw David and was filled with scorn. He was filled with jealousy because David was a small boy. He didn't know what to do. Therefore, this is what he said. Because David was only a lad with ruddy cheeks and an attractive appearance, the Philistine said to David, am I a dog for you to come after me with the sticks? With sticks? And the Philistine cursed David by his gods. You see how proud you could be, and how pride can lead people do things that they are not expected to do. Out of pride, he cursed David because he was a lad. He cursed him with his gods because he felt that nobody could fix him, nobody could stand by him, nobody could stand before him. He looked at David and he treated him with scorn. He cursed him. And the Philistine cursed David by his gods. The Philistine said to David, come over here, and I will give your flesh to the birds of the air. He saw himself indispensable. He saw himself as demigod. I will give your flesh to the birds of the air and the wild beasts. David retorted to the Philistine, you come to me with sword, spear, but I come to you in the name of Yahweh, God of the army of Israel, whom you have challenged. David never saw himself as the one in battle. He saw God as the one in battle. You are coming against me with spears, but I'm coming against you in the name of the Lord. The God who is the leader of the army of Israel. Who is your leader? Think about it. Does David say something to you? In whose name have you achieved what you have achieved? Do you think you are where you are because of your own power and strength? I'm challenging you today to be humble in life. Today, Yahweh will deliver you into my hands, and I will kill you. I will cut off your head today. I shall give your corpse and the corpses of the Philistine army to the birds of the air and the wild beasts, so that the whole world may know that there is God in Israel. In humility, God gives us the strength. In humility, God gives us the victory. And the end result was that indeed David defeated the Philistine. So in verse 52, this is what he says. When the Philistines saw that their champion was dead, they fled. David killed Goliath out of humility. He allowed God to be God. Are you humble? Do you see yourself as an instrument in the hand of God? Are you bragging because you think you are a man of your own? My brother, my sister, today God can take your life. Be humble. Be humble in life because you have no control over your life. Be humble. Though he was in the form of God, he did not count equality with God a thing to be grasped. That is Jesus. Don't take the seat of honor because you could be disgraced. Yes, it is clear that everything shows that you will be the leader. Don't be bragging with it because it can escape you. If it does, what will you do? You may be appointed the leader of a community. If it does, give glory to God. Don't go around blowing your trumpet. Allow the trumpet to be blown by others. Any person with humility grows in strength, grows in success. Don't allow things of this world to blind your eye. Remember the words of Jesus. He who exalts himself will be humbled, but he who humbles himself will be exalted. Ask yourself, are you humble? Whom are you rubbing shoulders with? Allow God to be God. Let God raise you. It is only when God raises you high, then you will indeed be honored. My name has always been Reverend Father Theophilus Nkrumah Hagan. You can follow me on Facebook, Theophilus Nkrumah Hagan, and on YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube channel for more of this. Padre Theophilus. May the Lord bless and keep you. Once again, be humble in life, and God will bless you. Amen.